Right here at Batten's Boxing with soon-to-be professional Royston Barney-Smith. How are you, Royston?
All good, how are you? How you been?
Yeah, pretty good since I last saw you. We've been waiting a little while to do this interview because you've got some very big news which is going to emerge on Tuesday at the Landmark Hotel in London. Tell us what's been going on.
Well, I've just been focused on training a bit lately and obviously trying to sort a few things out down the line with numerous people, but it's all done now and we can focus on the fighting part of it.
Right, and obviously you didn't quite give us the news there. The news is, but you are turning professional with Frank Warren and Queensberry, which will come into effect on January the 4th next year when you turn 18 years old. Yeah. So you've got about half a year or a little bit less than that.
I think 5 months.
To get to work and get ready. You excited?
Definitely. I cannot wait for it. Itching to go.
It's interesting because the Olympics is on at the moment. That was your dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was meant to go to the 2024 one, but then obviously COVID hit, and then I couldn't, buggered me right up with it, to be honest. I was just sick. I was gutted. But then when Frank come to me, he started mentioning a couple of things, and I took it in consideration, and it just went from there. It was a very, very good offer, and I just had to take it with both hands.
Your mindset kind of changed a little bit when you came here to Batten's Boxing to work with Wayne, because you were supplementing your amateur training at Pinewood Star with coming here, and it's kind of changed your focus a little bit.
Yeah, sort of clashed really. I was watching all the different pros like Mark Chamberlain, Ryan Garner, and then I was going back to the amateur gym, and I was like the top one in the amateurs. I had no one to look up to or try and chase. So I pushed that to one side, the amateur career, and then come over to the pros.
Did it take a lot of thinking about it, or was it just a change of heart over a period of time?
I think it was a change of heart over a period of time, to be honest. It was basically where I was dominating so much and over year upon year. It was really what am I doing this for? I sort of fell out of love a bit with a bit, and then when I've obviously I'm turning pro now, I've got a whole new chapter, and I've got to try and accomplish the best I can be as a pro now.
I mean, the problem with, not to say a problem, but the amateur system, if you want to go to an Olympics, you've got to commit to a 4-year cycle, and that's a hell of a chunk out of a boxing career.
It is, yes,
you've got to be totally sure if you want to do it.
Yeah, and especially when you're the lower weights, heavyweights can spend it'd be 40-odd-year-old if they really want to be. When you're a bit smaller like I am, you've only got a certain amount of time to stay in your prime.
I mean, a boxer I'm a big fan of, Peter McGrail. He's 5 years he's been waiting for that thing, and then all of a sudden it goes wrong in the first fight.
That's what I mean.
Okay, he's probably putting a brave face on it, but he's probably absolutely gutted.
Yeah, definitely. He is a personal friend of mine. I know his dad and his brother. I used to box with his brother on the England team. Joe, yeah, he's a very good lad. But it's a bit longer than 4 years. It's about 6 to 7 years. Really, when you look at it,
because by the time it
all comes in, they say it's 4 years. And then really,
you've got to have your learning fight.
Got to have your learning bit, and then a couple of competitions. You might get injured, then you're having a bit of time out, and really from there it just all goes downhill.
And you've got to move away from home.
You got to go to Sheffield. I personally like sleeping in my own bed. I'm a bit of a home bug. I don't like leaving. I don't know about you.
Mummy's boy.
Definitely.
Home cooking. What position were you in terms of entry into the Team GB setup?
Well, I won after my triumph from 2017, 2018 and 2019, I was on the pathway to be the next Olympian. And so when I told England Boxing, they was gutted because this year all I had to do was just literally go to the European Championships, and then I had my form to go to selections for it. So I pretty much had one foot in the door already. I just had to show up and just be me, and I would have been on.
Now then, you better tell people about your successes. You just alluded to your triumphs. Tell us what they are. I mean, I did make a note of them earlier, but I know there's certainly 2 European Championship golds in there. Yeah,
European bronze.
And the European bronze.
Also, I won the Swen Championship for Team England, and also, what's it called? Odevelas over in Portugal. I won them for Team England, so really I've won about I think it's like 6 or 5 international golds for Team England. I've had 37 fights for England altogether. I've won 36 of them. One was a robbery out in Romania 2019. I beat the 2 Russians back to back in 2017 and 18, but 19 they wouldn't give me the decision because they was just being a bit of a bugger about it, but I should have definitely won the fight.
So it's 50 fights, yeah?
50 fights, 45 wins. Yeah, that's it really.
We better explain to people, because when young professionals are coming into the game now, and we're hearing about they've won 10 national titles, 11 national titles.
Yeah.
You've won 2 national titles. Now there's a reason why, which people probably don't know.
I don't understand.
But you're not allowed to take
enter.
part in the national championships if you've won a European gold.
Yeah. I've missed 6 or 5 of them, to be honest. But, like over winning 2 golds and the bronze is because they say, well, pretty much you're not allowed to go in the NABCs. You've already basically they're saying you're too good for the nationals.
They might be sort of saying, well, we might as well just give you the title.
Give you the title if you enter, yeah. But obviously they can't do that, so I had to miss out, sadly. But it always drives me more to win the internationals then, because it lifts up my pedigree.
You must feel a little bit gutted though, because I mean, it's people recognise national titles, don't they? And young boxers certainly use that as a currency, don't they? Yeah,
definitely. Like when you go into a national gym, you'd be like, oh, he's won like 5 national titles, he's won 6. And when I walk in the gym, it's like, oh, he's only won 2, but he's beat every national champion in the whole of Europe. So like, I think I've beat like 16 national champions, like Russia, Albania, Georgia, Bulgaria, France, Spain. I can literally name every country. I've beat everyone, to be honest, in the whole of Europe.
Now then, you better tell people what we can expect in probably February of next year in terms of style, the way you approach a fight.
The way I fight, really, it's going to sound a bit cringy, but it's a bit poetic, to be honest. Like, I don't really get hit a lot. I don't like getting hit, but I am a boxer. It is in the job description. But I normally I float across the ring. I don't step, I don't plod. It's like I glide across the ring and I pull shots out of nowhere. It's just like, he's here, he's there, bomb, and he's gone again. It's just miraculous.
Is there a little bit of power there?
Definitely. Well, to tell you a bit about that, what's never been done before, I give the national champion of Ireland a standing 8, national champion of Georgia a standing 8, national champion of Albania a standing 8, and then I boxed the Russian, or I should have won. But that was the year below, so I was 16, boxing 17 and 18-year-olds, and I was the year below. I always boxed the year above, see? So like when the boys say, well, the coaches say you got a choice to go into like your own age group or the year above, what qualified you to go to the European Championships. I always say no problem, I won't box the year below my own year. I always box the year above. I always push myself to be the best. So say when I box, I go no problem, we'll fast track it and just go from there.
So almost like say often you get these smooth movers who sort of move, but they don't actually carry any clumps, so you know every fight's going to go the distance. Every fight's
going to I'm telling you, no fight's going to go the distance for me.
Did you get a few stoppages in the amateurs, apart from the standing 8s and all that?
Not a lot really, but because where I'm a bit younger, see, I don't really have the time. Like say I box like 2-minute rounds, minute and a half. When I turn pro, I'll be a 3-minute round fighter, plus the other rounds. I'd only have to box 3s instead of 4s, 5s and 6s rounds. So I'll have a lot more time to do the job, but I don't reckon anyone's going to go a lot longer than 3 rounds, to be honest.
What has Frank said to you? What is the plan for certainly the first 12 months at least?
The first 12 months we're going to take it steady. We're just going to learn our craft and obviously just have a look at the main boxers out there. But I'm not really scared of anyone, to be honest. I've been sparring the likes of, say, Martin J. Ward.
Oh, sorry, before his last fight.
Yeah, before his last fight, I was his sparring partner for that. Also been sparring Alexander. He's a Spanish champion. He's fighting for a WBC silver out in.
He works in here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he comes here. He's fighting for a WBC silver in Argentina soon. Like the British, I've been sparring Ryan Garner, Mark Chamberlain a little bit here and there. Obviously he's a bit bigger than me, but it's good for the move around. It's good to get the work in.
Yeah. What we also got to take into account is you are only going to be 18, and you're going to have to hold yourself back a little bit.
Hold it back a little bit,
hold your fire, because really you're looking at least 2 or 3 years where you've got to be. Yeah. It's got to be a development, isn't it? It's got to be a growth thing, you know. Yeah. Well, we don't know how big you're going to get.
Don't know how big.
You might have a growth spurt. You might go all uncoordinated. Yeah. You just don't know, do we?
Don't know, but like also just proving upon that, like I can't fight for a British title until I'm 21.
True. Yeah.
But I cannot. But my dream is to be the youngest world champion. That's what my dream is to be.
And what makes Frank Warren the right man to deliver that for you?
Well, he's a nice person in general. He's a nice guy, but he believes in me personally, and I believe in him.
Manager, isn't he?
For a manager, yeah. But I believe in him. He can get me where I need to be, and I can get him where he needs to be in this world. And I'm going to commit my full life and soul to it, and it's going to happen.
So there was a connection when you got together. Yeah?
There was like a little click, like a little bit of like a nostalgia. Say it was there, yeah.
And of course, he's got the track record of
definitely bringing young fighters and making them all the way to the top, like Joe Calzaghe, like all people like him. He was one of them. He was a GB lad. He won the senior OBAs a couple of times, every national title he could box in. But
you took in the show at Wembley on the other Saturday, whenever it was. Did that sort of get your hunger?
Yeah, it was definitely. I was dying to get in there. I wanted to be in there. I wanted to climb in the ropes, push everyone out the way, and just do my thing. But obviously, I hold the reins in and just wait until I'm 18 and then let loose.
Absolutely. Last thing, your dad just said you're a ringer for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And the more I see, I can kind of see it now.
Yeah.
So that means you've got to develop a incredible social media following. Start doing videos all over the show.
Definitely got to do.
Get people interested in you.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Everyone's interested in me. It's fine.
Royston, good luck. Your unveiling is on Tuesday in London.
Yeah.
You'll be there with Daniel Dubois and Tommy Fury.
I used to box with Caroline out in the Olympics. Now I used to. Me and her used to be on the same team together. Yeah. Also, I used to box with the younger brother. You know, Prince.
Yeah.
I used to box with Prince also. Like I'm very close with that family.
He'd be quite a bit heavier than you, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Prince?
he's a big old lad. Yeah.
They're building him up to be a heavyweight, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. But he's definitely got the size there. He's like 6'6". I think he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a little while, but
he's big. He's a big lad. But Caroline's doing very well now out in the Olympics. She's doing her thing, yeah.
And also another little connection with you is our light heavyweight hopeful, Carol Itorma. You're very close to his brother.
Brother, yeah. Enrico, me and him's been best friends since the first national, since I've been 13. And he's a top lad. You're
both earmarked for the
Olympics
pathway as well.
For me, it was me and him. It was meant to go to 2024.
Interesting. Right, Royston, we'll see you next week. We can't wait until January. We'll do regular progress reports as we go along over the
Everyone stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be following.
Actually, give people your social media details.
My Instagram is roystonbarney.19. My Facebook is Royston Barney-Smith.
Excellent. We'll see you next week.
Definitely.